Divine greetings, entities, energies, lovelies, bodies of light, these seekers and sojourners of truth, the 144, the chosen of the chosen of the chosen few. You know who you are. I am Aquila Textry and the divine energy essence of it all, reporting to you live from 5D as always, bringing you that news to infuse if you so choose. And with that, this is a total solar eclipse new moon manifestation series, right? And I'm breaking this down over a 7-part series. It's supposed to be done one day at a time. So disclaimer, I'm actually a day behind. This would have been something that I would start on the 25th, because I utilized when the energy is most potent from 3 days before to 3 days after the new moon. So I would have started on the 25th, but I moved when spirit moved me. I didn't quite get the green light, and I was being nudged and said, you know what, I think you should share this. So this is something I'm sharing with you all now. Better late than never, but we're going to be all caught up by tomorrow. By the new moon day, I'm going to catch all the videos up, and then after that we'll do one day at a time, as I explained in my previous video. So what happened was I started a day late, and I started the crown chakra video actually yesterday when I was on my third eye. However, I got excited when I saw that I was at my 99th video, and I kind of jumped in and did the 100th video, talking about the 100th video and sharing that with my excitement and celebrating. So now I'm back on track with continuing the series. So here I am following up behind that, doing the manifestations. So for those who don't know, let me go ahead and explain that manifestations in case you didn't see the first one that was previously posted. So the new moon manifestations, this is something I usually do with the new moon energy. And I usually only offer it to those who have already taken my full moon workshop, which is with the full moon, I do a transmutation where we're transmuting the fears, which is really actually important. Before you do manifestations, it's important to remove any blockages that you may have, which makes it difficult for those of you who may wonder, why am I not manifesting when I'm doing all these manifestation courses and things like that? In case they haven't explained it to you, let me tell you, you don't manifest because you have not moved things out of the way. You have hidden fears, you have things and blockages in your subconscious mind that need to be uprooted and cleared out of the way so that you can make room and make space. It's kind of like decluttering. You have to declutter the mind in order for there to be room for your blessings and everything else that you're manifesting to come through, because ultimately there's no room. There's no room in the end. It's like when the birth of Christ was coming, right? There's no room in the end, and there's a metaphysical meaning behind that. Those of you who know me should know me by now. When I reference the Bible, it's metaphysically. So there's no room in the end. How can you birth anything new? The Christ consciousness, which is your Christ mind, cannot bring anything new, which is your superconscious mind, because you're full. You're full of ish, but you're full. So it's really important to work with the full moon. I would always say do full moon work and really transmute the things that you need to transmute. And I work with it with the chakras. Usually with the full moon, we go from the root going up with those 7 days, 3 days before, 3 days after the full moon when it's most potent. But now with manifestations, we go the opposite direction, because we're manifesting, we're bringing things down, we're manifesting and bringing things from the divine, coming from the divine into the earth, bringing it into the realms of our physical body, from the spiritual into the physical. So the manifestation is part of the creative process. So you'll see as we go along that I parallel this to the creative story, which is an allegory. The story in Genesis is an allegory. So I go and I use it metaphysically. So this takes a metaphysical and an esoteric understanding of that creative process and creative story. And one of the things in that is to understand that when it says day, Metaphysically, we look at that as steps. So day 1 is step 1. Day 2 is step 2, because it is steps in the creative process. Each day represents a step in the creative process. So this is what we're utilizing as we're manifesting our manifestation, whatever that divine idea that you are bringing forth through you at this time. You are manifesting many things. You're manifesting another level of your soul. You're manifesting, you may be wanting to manifest a new job, but it's really not so tangible to the material things. I don't even like to say it like that, like a new lover or a new job. But what it is you're manifesting the divine idea. You're changing the perspective. You're moving old perspectives out of the way, which is why the full moon transmutation is important. When you do that first, you clear those things out of the way, and now you're manifesting step by step a new perspective and to how you call things into existence, because you have changed your perspective. And then through the creative process, you're actually bringing it through each step intentionally. Mind you, whether we do this intentionally or not, this is the creative process, and this is how we co-create and we manifest and bring things into our life, world, and affairs, whether we like it or not. So with the good, the bad, and the ugly, you manifest it. And it has gone through the creative process. It's just that it's been going through unconsciously. So this is a way for you to see how you can intentionally, consciously, purposefully manifest and bring into your life, world, and affairs the blessings from the divine, from the ethers on in. So to catch us up, we started with day 1, which day 1 is step 1, and the metaphysical meaning for that is illumination. So that is where we're coming from, the no-thingness, the void, and bringing everything into be illumined. It's like I said in the previous video, it's when the light bulb goes off and we're now ready to bring in our divine ideas into expression. And feel free to parallel this to even your existence, to you coming into this realm. It's coming from you yourself are a divine expression that is coming from the divine idea as source. So you can also look at it in that way. But we're talking about us being the co-creator, and we're bringing in the divine ideas through us and having an expression in our life, world, and affairs. So that is what is happening there, the divine ideas. And so the questions I gave in the previous video, so you'd have to watch that, about what we're asking ourselves, because with each one there are some questions that we're asking each other, that we're asking ourselves. This is an introspective look, and we're asking ourselves as we step in and we're bringing in the divine idea. So step 2, as we keep on stepping, step 2 would be faith. So that's when we're on the third eye. And faith is having the faith to look beyond what these two eyes can see, right? And this is why on the second day, to parallel that to the story, on the second day when it says he separated the waters from the firmament, right? The waters represent unlimited possibilities, and the firmament, the dome, the sky, represents the unlimited potential. So he separates the unlimited possibilities from the unlimited potential. And it's just either way, it's all unlimited, right? The waters are unlimited. You go on and on and on. It's infinite. It's understanding the infinity of things. And it's where we go from the no-thingness into the light of everything. Remember at the crown, it said, let there be light on day 1. So now we're bringing that light into our third eye. And this is where there's everything. So now whatever it is that you're bringing into manifestation, now you can see everything possible beyond what the eyes can possibly see. Stars beyond, as many as the sand, as it says in the book, as many as the sand, as many stars that are in the sky. It is unlimited potential as far as the eye can see, this eye, because if you perceive it, you believe it, and you can achieve it. So it becomes possible. You pull it from the realm of infiniteness. You pull it into your sight, right? So you envision. These are things you envision. These are things you behold in the insight, right? and you pull forth from these infinite potential from the dome and the infinite possibilities from the waters, meaning being birthed from the waters, all that is possible in the waters, because everything in life on this earth comes from the waters. We come out of the primordial waters. So everything in life, if you even look at evolution, it starts at waters, right? This is a water planet, so much water. And the dome is basically saying, coming from the heavens, all the potential that is into the heavens and beyond, out into the universe and beyond. There's so much potential out there. So this is bringing everything. This is, remember, the light of everythingness. So this is where we went from being attached to no thing to bring it into the light of everything. So you see everything potential. There's no limit. This is where we're not logical. So whatever the divine idea that is coming in, we have to be free with it in our perceptors, in our perception, using our perceptors here, right? So we have to be free with, open. When I say free, I mean being open and allowing all possibilities to come through. So it's at this step where if you're creating and you're doing this step by step and literally writing things down, writing down what your divine idea is that is being illumined, on this step you are now writing what it is that, what are all the possibilities and all the potentials. That's what you're writing, aligning it with the divine idea or ideas. You may be having more than one idea coming through, and that's fine. Do not limit it to one idea. Sometimes I have two or three coming through, right? And it may be something that you've had already, but you're still bringing it in. It hasn't manifested in the way that it needed to yet, so it still can go through the manifestation process. So as you're bringing that divine idea in and through, remember, it's a two-part question. It's the divine idea for you, as well as for what you're manifesting for you, as well as what you're manifesting for the collective, or in the collective, through the collective, however you choose to look at it. So the question with the third eye would be, what are my endless possibilities and potentialities coming from the divine idea? You're now asking, within my individual self, what are all the possibilities and the potentialities that can come through for this divine idea for my individual self? And also, what do I see? Let me say it this way. The question is, what do I see? What do I see as unlimited possibilities and potentials in my own individual mind? And what do I see as unlimited possibilities and potentials for the collective? So let me say it again. What do I see for my own potential and possibilities for my individual self? What do I see for unlimited possibilities and potentials for the collective? Whatever that collective is for you. 5D collective, your family collective, your community collective, a collective group that you are in of like-minded soul bodies, the soul tribes that you're in. But what is that you see? Even if it's just for the general collective, because some of you are more insightful than you think and more intuitive than you think, so don't limit yourself. You could also be looking at the general collective, meaning globally. What do you see coming in globally? What are the unlimited possibilities and potentials? And remember, it must align with your, let it be tethered to the divine idea, so that way you're narrowing it in and you're keeping it focused on that divine idea. Because this is what we're having a creative process about. You don't want to throw something different out every day. You want to keep it focused on the divine idea or ideas that you are bringing in from the crown chakra that you started with on step 1. So step 2 is now looking at all the possibilities, right? And remember, we're doing this intentionally, but this is something we do unconsciously all the time. And think about how much times we manifest all kind of things we don't like. It happens just like this, because it goes through this process same way. You're thinking of all these possibilities. How can I get away with this? How can I get away with that? Maybe not consciously, but you're thinking about it, right? So either way, this is a manifestation process, a creative process. Only we are using it as a good tool. This is a good manipulative, right? We're utilizing the energies. We're utilizing the potency of this new moon aligned with the chakras. So each day we're going to be on a chakra coming on down, and it is paralleled to the metaphysical meaning of the day or the step that is represented in the creative process story. So there you have it. The second day is faith. Have the faith to look beyond. Picture yourself standing out on the ocean and looking out into the ocean, and you can see the waters, you can see the sky, you can see where separate the two, but as you look straight out, you can see where they meet on the horizon. And that is a good test of faith, because as you look out, you know that there's more. You know that that ocean continues to go out. But these two eyes, they see a horizon, right? They see a line. But you know that there is more, and you know that there is a separation. Even though it looks like they meet and there's a line, you know that there's a separation between the potentials in the sky and all the possibilities in the earth. And you know you just have to keep looking out and envision and know that you see more than you see with these two eyes. So keep your eye, keep your mind eye, keep your bird's eye view, third eye open in dealing with this chakra, and write down, journal as you go along with this. This will help you more if you journal throughout this process. If you write a question down for each step and process it through, right? So you can see what you're manifesting and your purpose and see how it works for you, right? And with that, know that, as I said, we'll be doing two. I'm kind of crunching them together in these days, catching it up. You probably won't see this video until the fourth day, until actually the new moon. Although I'm recording it on the third day, which is on the throat chakra. And the next day you'll see the other two. You'll see the other two videos, actually all within the new moon. You'll see the other two videos catching us up to the heart, which is the new moon. And from there on, we'll be leveled out one at a time, one day at a time. So I'm glad I stepped in and answered the call, answered spirit, and did it when I could, and sharing this with you. And just work it in whatever way it works for you. Keep in mind that although the 7 days is when it's most potent, the 3 days before and 3 days after, the potency, especially of this particular solar eclipse, lasts much longer. Usually I would say you have up until a week to still work it. So whenever you see this, even if you see this after the new moon, feel free to work with the energies, work your creative process, especially if it's any time within the waxing phase before the next full moon. Feel free to work with those energies, one step at a time. You can do one day, you can do it, listen through all of them, but try to do it triers are for liars. Do it one step at a time and see how it works for you, right? And as I said, this energy is going to be very potent and lasting throughout the year. So work it when you can and see how it works for you. Remember, it works if you work it, right? So happy day 2 of faith. Second day, second step is faith. We're on the third eye, and work that out. Work through it. See what you can envision. And with that said, I love you all. Each one, reach one, teach one. If you don't know where to start in your big, beautiful heart. Shine your light from the inside out, and be the candle that lights the next one, and the next one, and the next one. Peace, love, and light.